And who's here to join us but our old friend Marjorie. How you doing, Marjorie?
I see Harper's head again.
What's he at now?
Well, giving the one hand, taking the other, all that money that he's giving to them people, parents with children. He'll take all that back in January if you're making too much money.
Oh, well, you know, there's no hitch. There's no politics.
You know, so I mean, I hope he don't think he's fooling anybody down here and sending poor Fabian Manning out to give out money.
Yeah, I think he gave up some time ago. Very much interest in here. I think he's written us off, and he's not counting us into his numbers.
Well, I don't know why Fabian is listening to them, and coming down and being his puppet for him, because no one cares about down here. But I wish he'd do something for the health care down here, so our government could do better.
Well, here and everywhere. I mean, the federal government has to be in on the on paying for health care at some point in a bigger way than they are. Clearly, I mean, the health accord expired, and if anything, we need more resources, not less. I don't know how he expects it to work without, the standard infusion of federal money that we've been accustomed to.
Well, I hope that this time, please God, he'll be gone. He'll be history. That we'd be rid of him, but we don't know what they're going to do on the mainland. Maybe, they listen to him, and one of those days they'll be in our shoes with not so many members, and then you see what we're like. It's when you only got 7 members, what are you going to do? You have to put up these cranes. Well,
it's going to be close enough this time that you never know. 7 members could be the difference for someone here. Now, it's going to be close. It's going to be down to the wire, and they're very capable. The Conservatives have shown that they know how to, make the most of their opportunities in their messaging and whatnot. So you can't assume anything on them. Who do you think is going to be the ones to beat if it's not the Conservatives?
Anyway, it's going to be the Conservatives. But anyway, I hope he's gone up in Ontario now, and if he gets in, and he'll be as kind and honest as his face looks and how he sounds. And Ron Kerry will never shut up his mouth. And Jack Harris in the background singing,
No.
Maybe the two of them be able to help us. And it's not good time to be a Tory on this island either, but I'm going to still watch and trust. I don't think Danny be out spending all his money if he thought this place was going to fall. And Tom Marsh has not got that long for bed to stay in yet, so I'll stay and be loyal to him and see what happens.
Are you surprised that Judy Manning is going after the Procession St. Mary's and that she's got competition for it?
She said she was going to do it, but that other fella from Riverhead seems like he got a good head on his shoulder, and the young fella, I was listening to him, and he sounded pretty good.
Well, it's nice to see a contest for a change. I mean, that must be encouraging for him.
Yes. Anyways, I'd like to sound his jib this morning, and he came across as to being honest and upfront and wanting to do something new. But anyways, I think Paul is doing a great job, and I still continue to support him, even if I get flack. It's not nothing new about it, but I still think that this PC government gave us more than any other government gave it, and we got more for it. And we got things that we never got before. We're still getting our $1,100, whatever it is, in October. So they never took that away for anybody who wants to do a bit of work and get a tank of water or something. You still get dentures, and you're still paying $6 for your drugs, and that's an awful lot of money, and they're still doing that.
You're comfortable with the Premier and the government that's in power now making significant decisions and still coming out with initiatives this late into an already extended term?
Well, sure, the next crowd gets in there and they fix all that.
This crowd said they were going to fix all that. That's what Danny Williams did when he came in with the fixed election date.
But listen, Danny Williams did more than anybody ever did.
Yeah, but I'm talking about on this specific point now. They're the ones that said that Roger Grimes, in the exact same position that Paul Davis is in, shouldn't be doing what Paul Davis is doing now.
Paul Davis didn't say it. You got to stop. See, people are going.
But I'm just wondering if you were in agreement at the time. How did you feel about what Danny was saying at the time?
Everybody knows that anything Danny Williams said, I thought was all right, as long as I know him.
So then, if you agreed with him then, you must disagree with the Premier now.
But it's another Premier. I never said anything to him.
Yeah, but he's clearly behaving in a manner contrary to what Danny Williams was back when he was in power.
I can't do that about that. So when the people are voting, that when they do what they think they got to do. But I mean, I will never.
I'm not asking what you think other people should think. I'm just asking you what you.
I think that. I don't know. I never thought about it, but I'll have an answer for you. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you with an answer. Don't worry.
Everybody can't be right here. It's either right or wrong, and whichever one is right, the other one's wrong, right?
Okay, but I always think Danny's right, so you'll never get.
Then Paul Davis is wrong. Then, as Steve Kent said that he thought Danny was wrong. He didn't believe in what Danny was saying back in the day, so he's come down on one side of it. I'm just looking for other people to.
No, but I can't do that. I can't. That's right. I can't believe. But I'll always believe in Danny Williams and Tom Marshall, and I'll support this government. But I don't always have to agree with. I will disagree with nothing Danny Williams ever did or ever will do because he's keeping this economy going.
Well, you're saying he was right, then mandatorily, then Paul Davis must be wrong because he's doing exactly the opposite of what Danny Williams thought was right.
Well, he must be, but I'm not saying that if other people want to say that's good. But I'll always think Danny Williams right, and where he mounts out on the run, he puts his pocketbook out there, and just look what he's doing with all this stuff on the go now, giving people work and everything. So Danny Williams did more.
Well, I know where you are in Danny Williams. I was just trying to sort out where you are on his philosophy and all of this back in the day.
Danny can never be wrong, so Paul would have to be wrong. There's nothing I do about that.
I'm sure even Danny Williams would not say he's never been wrong and is never wrong.
Danny Williams, I never known he did anything wrong. He never failed on anything he ever did, and I watched him for a long while.
Okay.
I'll never say that. I would rather die. I'd die first because I know how much he puts into everything, and we wouldn't have half the stuff on this island. We get our sports and everything. Do you think that comes easy? He puts a lot of time and energy in bringing us entertainment, and is he going to do for nothing? If he did everything for nothing, sure, he wouldn't have nothing to give anybody.
Nobody's saying anything about that, and I have no intentions of. I'm just saying.
You got to look at the broad picture.
Even on the mill in Grand Falls, grabbing that before they figured out a way to not be responsible for, and it ended up being the federal government, of course.
That was Miss Dunderdale, and she got it done. And you being the premier, you got to take the flak for stuff.
No, I think he was premier when they.
She was premier, but you don't always get to catch everything. You know, even though I know he's king, that he's still only a human being, but he did more for Newfoundland than everybody.
Nobody.
And having Tom Marshall there didn't hurt either. But anyway, I'll tell you. That's enough for today now.
All right.
And thanks for letting me on. Thanks for letting me talk about it. And I never said, because I made a boo-boo last time, but I got a lot of flack for that, but you got to live with what you say, and that's all you do.
Yeah, you got to be careful sometimes, Marjorie. Listen, I appreciate the call.
But see, that's why I never talked about Harper too long. When I talked about Harper, I forget what I'm going to say, and you might say anything. But anyway, thanks a million.
Okay, Marjorie.
Bye.
Yeah, Marjorie might say anything.